30% discount at Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM. Find us at moonstonenutrition.com. Here radio. Stone Stopper by Moonstone TM is a doctor-developed, science-backed kidney health solution with 30 MEq of alkali citrate to prevent kidney stones. Available in powders and capsules. Enjoy an exclusive discount with my promo code moonstonenutrition.com. Here radio to get 30% discount. Other shows we have for you to enjoy at myclassicradio.net. The Avengers was most certainly not a household name in South Africa prior to the radio series. With no national television service until 1976, the mechanism simply was not present in the country to show television programs to mass audiences. While many other countries reveled in the filmed adventures of John Steed and Company, South Africa was not equipped to join in the fun. The series took Britain by storm and made a major impression in the American markets, being that greatest of rarities, a British series given a network transmission slot. However, as a filmed series, rather than a videotaped one, The Avengers was able to gain a modicum of exposure in South Africa through film rentals. Come and listen at myclassicradio.net.
We now present The Adventures of Marco Polo. King Pentan told Benedetta Corsini that he was in love with her, and that in time he would teach her to love him. But Benedetta said that she could never know happiness as his wife. A little later, Marco Polo declared his love for Benedetta, and he swore to dedicate his life to her. Then Marco Polo persuaded Pinzu to approach King Pentan to request the That evening, Marco Polo watched beneath the balcony of Benedetta Corsini. Soon he saw her appear. Then, observing that he was not being watched, he climbed onto the balcony. Benedetta, I have come again.
I've been waiting for you, Marco Polo. All day I've been thinking of you. Never did I expect that I would fall in love so quickly. You were the only man I loved. If I cannot wed you, I would rather die.
Hear me, Benedetta. I love you, and I'm going to try and save you. Your wedding is to be postponed for 20 days.
20 days?
Yes. Pentan is sending me to Pekin so that he may gain the Count's permission to marry you. You will wait here until my return. You will be patient and trust in me.
I will trust in you, Marco Polo. Oh, you must go now.
Oh, let me embrace you first. Let us step from this balcony into the room.
Come quickly.
I come now. Benedetta, I love you.
I love you, Marco Polo. And I will pray for your safe return. But listen. Someone approaches. Pentan is coming. Oh, go quickly.
I will go. Remember that I love you, Benedetta. Oh, Benedetta, my loved one. I have come once again to see you. I have news for you. But let us stand together on the balcony in the cool evening air. There I will tell you my news.
I would rather not go upon the balcony. Oh, great king.
It is warm in here. Come, step out onto the balcony with me. Oh, it's much cooler out here. Quiet. Who's that?
What ails you, mighty king?
I saw someone scurry across the courtyard. No one is allowed in that courtyard. Who could it be?
I know not.
Someone ran out of the shadows. Has anyone been here to see you, Benedetta?
Who would come here to see me? Am I not your promised bride? No one would dare to speak with me. Mayhap one of the servants was crossing the courtyard.
If any man seeks to look upon your face before we are wed, that man shall die, I swear it.
No one will look upon my face, save you, noble king.
It is well. Now I must tell you of the plans which I have made, and of the postponement of our wedding.
The next morning at dawn, Marco Polo interviewed Pentan. Then he set out on his journey to Pekin. His swift steed carried him across the boundless desert. At last he came to the stronghold of Manji, the robber chief. The roads were now safe for travelers, and Marco Polo rode boldly into the village, which was Manji's headquarters. There he demanded to speak with Kim Sai, the daughter of the robber chief. He was taken to Manji's house, and soon Kim Sai came before him.
Marco Polo, you have returned.
Yes, Kinsai, I have returned.
I knew that you would come, but my father laughed at me. He said that I was foolish. He has been urging me to marry one of the young chieftains.
Have you fallen in love with anyone else yet, Kinsai?
I have not. Oh, Marco Polo, you knew that I was waiting for you.
I knew it. And I'm going to take you away, Kinsai.
I will follow wherever you lead.
I am going to make you the queen of a mighty nation.
Are you a king, Marco Polo?
I will tell you of my plans later, but you must hold yourself in readiness for a journey. I am now on my way to Pekin. In a few days' time, I will return from Pekin. Then we will go to the city of Zaitan. You will come to that city with me.
You are going away again?
I must continue with my journey today.
Tell me that you still love me, Marco Polo.
Oh, you are very beautiful, Kinsai, and it is my one desire that you should be happy. Oh, would you not like to be the queen of a mighty nation? Would you not like to have many servants, rich jewels, and a handsome husband?
Oh, I would love that.
All these shall you have if you will be guided by me.
You speak strangely, Marco Polo. What are your plans?
You will learn in time. But pack the belongings which you wish to take with you. I will return here in 4 days' time. Then you shall come with me to Zaitan.
Will you not kiss me, Marco Polo?
Not now, Kinsai. I have no time for kisses and caresses. But you will have many very soon.
I must contain my soul in patience. Oh, you are handsomer than ever, Marco.
Well, I must go now. I must go. I cannot stay to pay my respects to your father. Tell him that I will see him on my return. Be ready for me, Kinsai.
I will be ready, Marco Polo.
Marco Polo then proceeded on his journey to Pekin. Day and night he traveled, and at last he reached the great city. On arriving there, he sought out his friend Toktai, who was overjoyed to see him.
Marco Polo! This is indeed a surprise. Why have you returned? To seek speech with the great Khan, O Toktai. Are you happy in your married life? I did not think that man could know such happiness. Oh, I am in love at last. So, someone has stolen the heart of Marco Polo. Am I to know her name? Her name is Benedetta Corsini.
She is a woman of my own race, but she is betrothed to King Pentan. Pentan is a powerful king. I know it, Toktai, and I want you to help me. First, tell me, how fares Kaila? Does she still pine for me?
I am sorry, Marco Polo, but Kaila no longer pines for you. I think her heart is given to a young captain of the Khan's army. She is seen often with him.
It is well. I trust you are fostering the romance?
I am.
I will not seek out Kaila, but you will tell her from me that she is released from her promise. Now, let me tell you of my plan. Do you think that the great Khan will be willing to reward me for all that I have done for him?
The Khan is always generous. But what will you ask him?
I will ask him if I can wed the woman who is betrothed to King Pentan.
Marco Polo, I'm afraid I have bad news for you.
Bad news? Why? What do you mean, Toktai?
It seems that King Pentan did not trust you.
Did not trust me?
He sent a messenger to Kubla Khan with a message yesterday.
But no one passed me on the desert.
There are two ways of reaching the city. There's a short way across the mountains, known only few men. And Pentan's messenger traveled by that route.
Tell me what happened.
The messenger gave Pentan respects to the great Khan and asked leave for Pentan to marry a Western maid. The great Khan gave his consent, and Pentan is free to marry when he pleases.